Hello again, welcome back to What the Flick. Christy and Alonso and Matt and Ben, we all have some spectacular home video recommendations for you so you don't have to leave the couch ever. Why would you leave the couch? Why would you go see Solo? And you didn't, apparently. So let's start with Ben. What is your recommendation this week?
I guess Criterion Collection's adding Midnight Cowboy.
Woohoo!
John Schlesinger's 1969 seminal film, and obviously, if you haven't seen it, it's unquestionably worth seeing, and if you have seen it, it's unquestionably worth seeing.
What is it about for people who have not seen it or don't know what it is?
Oh, I didn't know we were going to describe the film.
Give me a sentence.
It's a Western. It's a Western in the dark.
It's a Western.
At night.
It's a dark noir
An insomnia Western.
They use candles to light it.
Alonso, you tell people what's about.
Okay, John Voight plays Joe Buck, a guy from the middle of nowhere who decides to move to New York to become a male prostitute, and it does not go as well as he thinks. But he does form a deep friendship with scumbag Ratso Rizzo, played unforgettably by Dustin Hoffman.
So could this movie get made today?
I think it is getting made today.
Is it? Are they doing a remake?
Oh no, they're remaking. I was thinking because I just wrote about it. Right. They're remaking Papillon, and I was like, I know, they're definitely remaking a Dustin Hoffman movie with
with a blonde guy,
with Charlie Hunnam and but it's
and Rami Malek.
That's been
Rami
done.
Malek
It's coming out soon. I think.
It's coming out in August.
We talked about the trailer recently.
Yeah, I think you could. Sure, I mean, it wouldn't be as like psychedelic as Midnight Cowboy is, but I mean, I think if anything, I think a remake would be less skittish about the affection between Joe and Ratso, which, despite the fact that John Schlesinger was a gay man, the movie does kind of dance around that in a very weird way when that's really the central relationship of the film.
Right. And ratings-wise, didn't it
famously
get an X rating?
Yeah, it was the only X-rated Best Picture winner to date.
Yes, and I can't imagine that ever happening.
You never know.
No, and the same movie today would never.
I think it's an R now.
Yeah, it would be an R now, and there would be plenty of people who would wring their hands that you shouldn't. That it's dangerous to see.
Yeah.
But I agree. That's the sort of. I mean, now because like their affection for each other is clear, but obviously still, even in 1969, even in this boon of making auteur films in America, they still had to tiptoe. Yeah.
Schlesinger would do better a couple years later with Sunday Bloody Sunday as far as dealing with that kind of thing. But great supporting performances by Sylvia Miles and a very young Bob Balaban is the guy who tries to pick him up in a Times Square bathroom.
What is yours, young man?
Brenda Vaccaro also.
And Brenda Vaccaro is great.
Can't get off.
I picked Annihilation, which starred Natalie Portman. That was a sci-fi movie that came out last year.
No, it was this year.
This year.
This year.
February, maybe?
Tessa Thompson's also in this. And
Tuva Novotny.
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
What was it?
Tuva Novotny.
Tuva Novotny.
And Gina Rodriguez.
Right, and Gina Rodriguez. Sorry, not Tessa Thompson. I like
and
this
Tessa Thompson.
Yes,
right,
they're all there.
Yes, they're all
We're
there.
yes-anding you.
Yes, sorry.
The shimmer makes things confusing, but they're all in there.
And Oscar Isaac.
And Oscar Isaac. So this is a story about something's crashed on Earth, and there's this what they call the shimmer. And the military keeps sending people in and they don't come out. And then finally Oscar Isaac comes out and there's something dreadfully wrong with him. So Natalie Portman is part of a team of women that go in to see what's going on. And the movie is scary and kind of psychedelic and fascinating in what it tries to do, not the least of which is that the energy of these 5 women on this mission is so much different than you'd expect, than you'd see with like 5 dudes that would turn into Predator and they're all trying to outman each other. I like this movie a lot, and I'm not totally sure I understand the end, but that's okay.
Benefits from repeat viewing.
Yeah, this is a really good movie, and if you missed it in theaters, definitely worth checking out.
Yes, the great Alex Garland. If you liked Ex Machina, go see his latest. Yeah, I was very tense little ball for much of the movie. Yeah. What is yours?
The Jackass complete collection. Complete movie and TV collection. It is an 11-disc set with the 4 movies the three original Jackass movies with the DVD only versions of Jackass 2 and Jackass 3, which have who knows what in them. Bad Grandpa and the video only Bad Grandpa, which has extra stuff, and all of the episodes of the TV show. Johnny Knoxville's new movie Action Point opens on Friday. Paramount decided not to screen it for press. I'm dying to see it, but I'm going to buy a ticket on Friday morning. But in the meantime, you can get caught up on all of the antics of the Jackass crew with this one box set that gives you everything they ever did. And I'm a fan of what they do.
Yeah, so when you guys complain that Alonso doesn't like anything, that he only likes
like
art
highbrow
house films, we're gonna go back to this day and tell you that he recommended not just a Jackass episode, but the definitive,
all of them.
11
collection.
Jackass discs.
That's right.
Right. Alonso likes Jackass so much, nobody knows this. He actually drives around in a car that looks like a giant shopping cart.
It's true.
I heard Johnny Knoxville on Howard Stern, and he's just super thoughtful, man. He's like
He's a great
interesting
interviewer.
guy, a really interesting guy to listen to and talk about the struggles that so many of these guys have gone through, and talk about their sort of their efforts to maintain sobriety and how important that is, and having kids. Anyway, it's interesting that when your image of these guys, they grew up. You know, they grew up
And now their knees hurt.
right. They grew up and their knees hurt. That's right.
I interviewed him like 10, 12 years ago when I was still living in New York, and he was trying to get away from the Jackass persona and like begrudgingly did tequila shots with me during our interview because that's what he thought you're supposed to do.
yeah.
But he was trying to be taken seriously as an actor at that point. And it didn't happen. He tried.
I did the Advocate cover story interview when Dirty Shame came out. And we had a nice lunch at the Chateau Marmont.
There you go.
What do you got?
We did not do tequila shots there.
No, we did not.
My pick is Love, Simon, which is really, really
Yay.
great. Came out a couple months ago. You can look for our What the Flick review of that and also of Annihilation. We talked about both of those very recently. Nick Robinson stars as a teenager who has great friends and a great life, and he seems really happy, but he is a closeted gay man, and it's how he figures out how to come out. There's a school message board where someone else has posted that he is gay, and so the entirety of the film is him trying to figure out who that person is, and it's sort of a fun, like, is it this person, is it that person, and gossip, and it's romantic and sweet, and it's a gay John Hughes film, which sounds very reductive, but it captures that kind of same high school movie spirit really beautifully.
Yes, and when it came out, there were all the complaints about, oh, he's too white and he's too this, he's too that. It's like, well, yes, but you know what? This was a big breakthrough movie in terms of it was like the first kind of gay teen movie that a major studio put out, and I want it to do well so that they'll start making movies about women and people of color and trans people and all kinds of different LGBTQ stories. But for a first shot, it was pretty good.
It's funny and it's smart and it's sweet and it's surprisingly touching. I found myself kind of crying a little bit a couple times, and it's a very diverse cast and very effortlessly so.
Yeah.
And so if you did not see Love, Simon when it came out in the theaters, now is your chance. So Love, Simon and Jackass and Annihilation and Midnight Cowboy, it is a smorgasbord for you.
And real quick, to honor John Schlesinger, whenever you go to the dentist, no matter whether they get it or not, obviously say, is it safe?
Yeah, because no dentist is sick of that joke.
No.